Hello. It's Keith Woolridge here, and welcome to another edition that Life Gets Better After 50. Hope you all are doing well. Hope, life is moving in a positive direction for you, and just going to dig and dive right on in tonight, family and friends. As you know, when I had the thought for this podcast or vlogcast, whatever you want to call it, I was running across friends our age saying, man, it's too late. Man, I don't want to do that. That time is behind me. I should have did it 20 years ago. Keith, I don't even have the energy now. And all of those may be true. But I want to encourage someone out there today that, you know what? Hitting your goals, dreams, and objectives can still happen for you. It still can happen for you, no matter how old you are. Every now and then you'll read something on the newspaper when a lady, 85, 90 years old, a great-grandmother, goes back and gets a college diploma or a high school diploma or a college degree. We read about these stories all the time. Someone over 50 doing their first triathlon and making it. So you're never too old, ladies and gentlemen. You're never too old to go for it. Now, I do understand because of family obligations, financial obligations, you may have had to put a goal, a dream, something that you wanted to achieve on the back burner. I know I did while I had children. Well, I still have children. They're still my children. If you're listening, y'all still my babies. But I get it. We put those first. We put our children first. We put our spouses first. Some of us were even had to raise our parents, and maybe still are. Our generation's doing this. We are raising adult children and our parents as well. But I want to encourage you that, it's still not too late. If there's something that you want to do, it can be done. And a lot of times we forget our objectives because we don't pursue our goal. We don't dream again. It's like we get at one age and we stop believing and we stop dreaming. We are the generation of Journey. You remember, don't stop believing. That boy, Steve Perry, was a bad man. That was a bad man. I'm not much of rock, pop rock, but I tell you what, Journey, and y'all know, we 80s kids. Journey was the group. I think they're from the Central Valley, by the way. So Steve Perry is encouraging everybody 50 and plus now to don't stop believing. So in the time left, when you're pursuing your dreams, I want you all to ask yourself 5 questions. 5 questions. If you could have the proverbial whiteboard and you could start over, there's something you want to do to give yourself a vision boost, do this. Just get a white piece of paper. Say, all right, I can start all over again from square one. What would that look like? So the first thing I would ask you to ask yourself is this. What is the most important goal in your life? This time around, after 50, what do you want to discover or embrace? Our life goals will be off track unless we address this question, or we can be haphazard, going willy-nilly here and there. Our intentions may be nice, but the lack of ability to focus, I've learned that I have to focus or I'll get to going in 1,000 different directions. But our ability to attract and the conditions become necessary when we are connected to those things that are of my inner passion. I didn't realize this about myself, that teaching has become my passion. It really, really has. And guess what? I discovered it after 50. Yes, I discovered it after 50. That this is one of my true joys. You know, think about, as we get older, what were some of your favorite activities as a kid? I remember as a kid growing up, I used to my mother and father say I would used to preach to the dogs. Ah, yeah, I do remember that. Have a little church service. So I guess teaching can be preaching. If you've been in my classroom, I guess I do. What were some of your favorite activities as a kid? What are some of your joys? What are some of your pastimes? This may kick in to say, you know what, now that I have a little bit more time on my hands, with more money in my pocket, maybe I could do that thing that really, really I enjoyed as a child. So ask yourself the question now, what is your joy? What was your most important goal in your life? And then we have to ask ourselves this question again. Was our goals and dreams that we're doing now, or are these somebody else's goals and dreams? A lot of times we did things to make mama, daddy, family, grandma, friends happy. Some of us are in those careers right now because we were doing it to make somebody else's happy. So now I want you to ask yourself, that cat again. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this cat. Are you pursuing your own ambitions or those that you want or that others wanted you to pursue is the question. Are you pursuing your own? Now's the time you can. Or are you still doing what somebody else said you should do? Because right now, you don't want to look back. I mean, we at halftime. Don't get me wrong. We are at halftime. We don't want to get to the end zone and look back and say, you know what? I really didn't like this. You know what? I played it safe. We still have time. Remember, we've talked about this. We're at the 50-yard marker right now, post 50. So we got some time to say, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to do this for me. Again, up to this point, have we settled for second best? We have to ask ourselves that question. Have we settled for second best? Now at this time of our life, some of us have raised children. Some of us, unfortunately, have said goodbye to parents. I know that feeling. Some of us even have said goodbye to some spouses. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many times you said adios, amiga or amigo? Sometimes we settled. Now you don't have to settle. If it's as I think it's Beyonce who said, just me, myself, and I. You don't have to settle anymore. You can do that thing that you've been wanting to do for some time now. It's okay. You can pursue it now. You can go for it now. Just literally last night, I got a phone call. I should say I got a DM from a young lady. I'm going to call her young because she says, Keith, I'm almost 60. She said, I was listening to the previous podcast. I want to go back to school, and I'm 60 years old. I'm only, what did she say, $5,000 short and 4 classes left, and she's done with her degree. She would be the first one in her family to reach that mark. I said, go for it. She said, I don't have the money. I said, well, call the school. You never know. Tell them your story. They may have a scholarship just with your name on it. I got a feeling she's going to find that $5,000 so that she could be the first in her family to obtain her college degree and to be able to walk across the stage where her children and grandchildren will applaud her. Same as for you. It may not be education. It may be that business. I'm on my 4th one, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm scared to death. No, not to death. I'm scared to life. This wakes me up doing these podcasts. Even my daughter said, "Daddy, here's another what do they call these platforms for you to put this message out?" So I'm gonna do it. Again, I have a goal of inspiring 10 million of you all out there. 10 million. If I can make 10 million people smile, pursue their passion, go for their dream, then I believe I've probably done just a little bit of God's work. It's my goal. So again, beforehand, if you had families and friends, you probably ask yourself, I can't have my dream. I got to take care of my child. I got to take care of my family. And again, unfortunately, most people do not believe they can achieve their goals. I've learned that. It's either their belief systems, and we're going to talk about belief systems that we've incurred over these years, that they can't make a living doing what they love. I know I was told that, man, being a teacher, bro, you'll be broke. I remember being told that. I was told that. Or I was also told that those who can't do, teach. That's not true. I gave sanction to that. That's a whole other thing. We'll talk about mindsets and giving sanction and belief to people's statements that are not true. Or people often forget about their dreams. We've all lost. No one here over 50 has gone through life without a level of loss. We all have. But we can't let that stop us from dusting ourselves off and beginning again. My favorite quote that I've been trying to embellish is the one by Samuel Beckett. And I tell my students this all the time. Try again, fail better. Try again, fail better. Every failure, we get up, we try it again, we get better. We get better. We get better. And I will suggest to you at this age, we are pretty good. We are pretty good. We have knowledge. We have experience. You can do this. And let me tell you, when you hit your goal, and that's the fourth one, how will you feel when you achieve this goal? When that young lady, that 59-year-old lady, walks across that stage in her cap and gown, if she's listening, how will you feel? I want you now to feel that passion already. While you're writing that letter to the president of the university asking him for a $5,000 scholarship, what would that feel like when they hand you that diploma and shake your hand and say, congratulations? Oh, it's only a 15-second walk, maybe, but those will be your 15 seconds. No one will ever be able to take those 15 seconds from you. When you start that podcast, when you start that bakery, when you start that business, when you go for your dream, no matter how big or how small it is, what will that feel like? Start thinking about it now and let that be your fuel. Let that be your fuel. To do what? And the fifth question I have for you is, what actions today can you take that will move you closer to your goal? I firmly believe this. It's not that God does not give us a litany of ideas. It's the lack of our execution of those ideas that gets to us. We all know we may want to shed 1, 5, 7, 10, 20, 100 pounds. But it's what we do today to get to shed those pounds becomes problematic for many of us. So what can you do today? What if it's just one little action today? Can you do one little thing today? Make that phone call, write that letter, open up, go down and get the business license or the business fictitious name statement. Search it on the internet. Just do one thing. One little thing today may lead you to your dream and goal tomorrow. But again, it's step by step. And for many of us, if you're like me, you got to set up some mechanisms. You got to put some supports around you to keep that goal and objective in front of you. But take that advantage of every opportunity that aligns with your mission and vision. Take every opportunity because it's yours. It's yours. And you can do this. Are there any little tasks that you can do today? You know, if we were running a marathon, we wouldn't start off running 26 miles a day. For some of us, it may be going from the couch to the street, then the next day from the couch, then into the block, next day from the couch, around the block. What's my point? You're not going to get there one time, but do little steps every day. Keep track of your progress. And I got a feeling if you do that, you're going to look back over your shoulder and say, damn, I'm here. So family, again, want to keep this short. Again, I have those 5 little questions for you. You know, what's important to you in your life? Are you doing now? That's your dream. Are you doing it now? Have you settled? What are you going to do today? Or I should say, how are you going to feel when you achieve your goal? And what actions can you do today to get there? This is something all of us can do. I know we've had some ups. I know we've had some downs. I know we have some sadness. I know we've had some disappointments. I know we have. Yes, Keith, this risky. I know I'm living risk. The reason why I feel passionate about this is because I'm currently living it. But I know it can be done. I know it can be done. I did influence one person. I just have, 9,999,999 more to go. But that's one more than we had before we started. Not go on and on, but you all get my gist. You all get my point. Thank you all for listening. Hey, feel free to follow us now. We're trying to live the dream. What do I say? 10 million people. Now we're on Anchor again, Spotify. Follow us on those forums. Follow us subscribe on YouTube. I want to thank my newest sponsor, Vodka Plush. Thank you so much. Plush Vodka, I should say. Thank you so much. And R12 Fitness, for those of you that are in the Central Valley. We're going to do a 50 over, what do we call it? Fitness for over 50. We're going to do a program with R12. I think I'm going to be the poster child to walk down this middle-aged belly that I have. But that's another show. But we're going to work on that as well. Again, thank you again, Plush Vodka. Thank you all again for listening. Appreciate you. Love you. And I will see you next time.